Go.
Hey everyone, welcome. We are live. This is one of the very first ones we've actually advertised a live podcast. So bear with us. There might be some hiccups and technical issues, but we'll try to work through those. Today's topic we're going to discuss is bro culture in jiu-jitsu specifically. I mean, bro culture itself is vast, but we're going to deal specifically with our martial art. If you look closely, you'll see I popped my collar in honor of being a bro. We also have Adam. Okay, so hold on one second, please, because I'm actually listening to myself here. So let me shut it down. Okay, there. Sorry, I had it running in the background, and so it does work. It's actually on a 10-second delay. Anyway, so I'm going to introduce our panel today. Okay, we also have a special guest, Chris Lee Byrne. So let's start with him first. Allow him to introduce himself, where he trains, belt, etc. So, Chris, go ahead and go ahead. It's glad to have you on.
Hey, blue belt, train at Gracie Baja, London. Run the Mat Militia with Adam Cousins, Kevin Wingham, and a handful of other people. Just compete jiu-jitsu lots, and don't really know what bro culture is, but up for talking about it.
Excellent. Don't worry, we'll give you a crash course on it, and you might realize, like, this is what we're hoping to do, is that we're hoping people will realize, hey, oh my God, I'm a bro, like, that's me, you know. So
I'm actually hoping that Ahmed will come to that realization tonight because he is in heavy bro denial.
maybe I am. Maybe I need to come out of the closet about it. I don't know yet, but I honestly, this is a growing exercise, and I want to see, because I know I started as a bro in this thing, but we'll see where it is. But anyway, just quick introduction for everyone else there. We have Adam Cousins on the bottom there. You'll see on the left-hand side, wearing the tap-out shirt in honor of being a bro.
I have multiples of this, by the way.
Yeah. Also have Chris Lee Byrne, who's got the Mat Militia rocking the shirt there. That's kind of bro. He's doing like a flex there. So see, Adam, say Chris there. I don't know who designed the logo, but wouldn't surprise
Actually,
me. Actually,
the logo is a buddy of mine who passed away. He always used to do that at parties and stuff. So it's kind of like an inside scoop. Like a bunch of people that know him all know the logo. It's actually his silhouette too. It's kind of cool from a picture.
Oh fuck! Now I feel horrible.
Yeah, that's because you're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, horrible.
You should feel horrible, man. Bro, you feel horrible.
It's an inside scoop kind of thing, but yeah, it's just I thought it's something cool to say about the logo, you know.
No, that's really cool, but I feel like a complete prick now.
I wouldn't worry about
it. Okay, yeah, I know. So okay, and Jordan Short, of course, he's popping his collar as well there.
I was actually specifically requested to pop my collar by Ahmed just to take a little bit of the heat off of him.
I don't know if it counts as bro culture when you pop the collar on a plaid shirt, though. I think it's still pretty non-bro.
I don't know. He had a collar. I said to pop. I don't know. And
Ahmed at least has like pink in his golf shirt, so that's pretty bro.
It's orange, but yeah, no. Okay, finally, let me get to the people here. Finally, we have Rami Shrani, who is actually in California. You don't get any more bro than that. so yeah, he's is it SoCal or NorCal? Where are you? I have no idea.
Well, San Francisco, and they refer to that as NorCal.
Sorry, dude. All right, so.
Dude, bro, I don't know, bro.
Well, listen, guys. Look, I'll start off really quick, and I'll be really honest with you. I started jiu-jitsu because of UFC. I did. I'll say it right now. Like at the time, yeah. Like I mean, there's some who admit that. Yeah, I got into it because of the gi and all that. Like I started hating the gi, honestly. I wanted to. Yeah, like I hated the gi at first, you know, and.
I remember watching like a Hoist Gracie documentary and then Googling up a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym in my city and then seeing the ranking system and being like, oh yeah, I got to be at least a purple belt. I tap out all my friends, so I'm going to go there, you know. I'm going to go there, see how it is. I remember just showing up and having my mind blown, but I think everybody who went pretty much went because they were watching UFC, you know. Also would have been doing judo or something before, right? But craze hit after.
like, well, what about you, Adam? Like, you know what? I don't really know how you got started in this art. Like, you've been in it for 2 years.
Yeah, just over 2 years now.
So yeah, what?
It's kind of the same thing for me. I would always go watch UFCs with a buddy, and he's like, hey, he actually trains. He's a blue belt. He trains with us. Actually, he's a purple belt now, but I got into it through him, through an interest in the UFC. So basically the same thing.
Okay.
It's kind of weird. I find that a lot of people, as they start getting better, or not even just better at jiu-jitsu, as they do jiu-jitsu more and they're more exposed to it, and they're watching more of the like jiu-jitsu matches, like at Worlds or Pans or whatever it is. Like personally, I find UFC and MMA just kind of boring now. Like I'd rather actually watch jiu-jitsu. So.
Yeah, I think you start off wanting to watch fighting, and then as you get more into jiu-jitsu, by the end of it, you just care about jiu-jitsu. It's kind of messed up.
No, you're totally right. If I had the choice to watch like a pay-per-view jiu-jitsu match versus, I mean, there aren't many. There's only been a handful right now, but versus the UFC one, yeah, I'll definitely, like 99 times out of 100, I'll choose jiu-jitsu. So I think it's a good point that we all probably started. Well, actually, Jordan, how about yourself? Sorry, let's get into you.
Well, I also started out with jiu-jitsu because of my exposure to MMA and UFC. I mean, I was like, you know, tapping my roommate in the living room with arm bars and shit. Probably the most humiliating arm bars ever. I recall one time where he threatened to call the police on me. He said, "You can't do this to me. I am a person." And
we need him on the podcast.
And he told me to let him go.
I actually remember one time, like before I ever trained, somebody showed me an armbar or something, or I saw a demonstration of it on YouTube, and then I asked a friend if I could just try it on him. And so as I'm like trying to figure it out, and I have like my bare legs over his face because I was wearing shorts, he's just like, he stopped midway through, and he's like, "Bro, this is really gay." We just stopped.
I remember thinking jiu-jitsu just looked easy. Like, yo, I do that with all my friends. I tap out my brother all the time, you know? And then just showing up, like, my first jiu-jitsu class was at Josh Russell's, like, Gracie Baja, Calgary. It's like a gym just full of killers, you know? And I remember, like, girls just twisting me up. Like, everybody just blowing my mind, like, just finding out I knew nothing about anything, you know?
Well, you know what, Chris, you actually touched on a topic that I have here. Like, we have a list of questions and topics usually we run through. So actually, people out there, we actually do prepare for these. They might look like they're ad hoc, but they're really not. But no, you touched on a good topic there on girls. And I know I'm gonna gotta get some people interested in that topic. Oh no, that's not really corny. It's like girls.
Everyone. Get some people interested in that topic.
Open your eyes, girls. It's like just,
cut.
It's like bikinis. So bros, check it out. This is how it is. I've seen it before, and I've never done this ever. Like, and I'll openly admit it. Maybe you guys have, but when I was first new, okay, no, maybe I have done this. When I was new and I would roll with a girl, I would beat her. Like, hold on. I meant sorry. I meant I would submit her, but
steamroll her.
Okay, so what do you guys think of guys who do that?
This podcast is going downhill.
I train with lots of chicks. I don't know. I find I think it's a good sport for girls because they you know, it's probably the only combat sport where girls beat guys the most often. You know what I mean? Like, maybe, I don't know. Is that bad to say? I don't know. Like, does it happen a lot in boxing or Muay Thai? You think? I doubt it.
I doubt it. Yeah.
And jiu-jitsu and a gi at the same weight, at least. Girls twisting up guys even bigger. You know, if you verse a black belt world champion girl and you're like 200 pounds, you're still gonna be in a bad situation. You know.
Well, man, I've never trained with girls who have been my size, so. I mean, how often do we get anybody at our club that's the size of us? Not very often. Everybody, the two females that train at our club are much smaller.
Both the girls that train at my club are like world-class wrestlers that manhandle me. They're both small, like, but you know.
So no,
Ahmed,
yeah, go ahead.
Was your question in regards to bro culture, like guys that their ego can't handle them losing to a woman? Is that kind of where you're going?
Sorry, yeah, I was going there. I was going there because I'm sorry, like I didn't want to mean like, hey, what about now? Rolling with a girl now. Rolling with a girl now is no big deal. But I mean, when you first start and you're kind of that bro coming in from that UFC influence is more what I was getting at. It's like, and I see it all the time when a new guy comes in and he'll roll with a girl, whatever, and you see he's just going super hard on her, right? Like,
I make like if I teach a class, the rule I do is guys can't even ask girls to roll. Like the girls can only ask the guys. You know, it just makes it a little more comfortable for them. Like a 190-pound white belt guy who just like thinks Dana White's gonna sign him if he taps her out. he has no business rolling their like 130-pound blue belt girl anyway, right? So I just like let the girls ask the guys, and then they ask who they're comfortable with, and it avoids them getting just like their face crushed from like half guard top or some like 200-pound dude, right?
Yeah.
Well, I remember when I started, man. Like I rolled with Natalia several times.
And Natalia's probably listening right now, so shout out to Natalia, brown belt killer.
She's
really good.
In Guelph.
Anyways, I rolled with Natalia many times, and I probably wasn't too long before she just said, "No, I don't want to roll with you."
Oh, yeah, she did that to me too. She did that.
Well, when you're new too, like you use what you have, right? And I didn't have any technique, so I was going way too hard, and I had no like lower gear. So, I mean, I totally understand it, but I mean, it happens when you're white belt, right?
I try to just have the chess match with them, like how much you can chain techniques. Like if I roll a girl, I really just go into the chess match, not necessarily trying to try to use as little as I can as far as power, though. You know.
That's like also what I do with a guy now, though. Like before, I would want to like destroy any smaller guy that came in my path, but now it's like that doesn't benefit me. I want to get better. I'm not utilizing that training.
I don't think I was as bro as Ahmed in this particular regard. My ego.
I used to smash women.
Woman and not question my self-worth. However, I will say that the first time I went to an open mat at my gym, I rolled with this girl named Kara who trains with us now, and she's small, right? She's like almost half my size, and I just remember thinking, like, I was brand new to jiu-jitsu, like, this is stupid. Like, I'm gonna probably kill you, and right? And like, this is ridiculous. Like, how is this even a thing? I'm just gonna like crush you, right? And I'm in half guard, and like, I didn't know what was going on, but she's setting up the baseball choke, right? I pass into side control, and she like chokes me almost unconscious. And that's the moment that I'm like, jiu-jitsu is the coolest fucking thing in the world. I'm like, this girl is half my size, just fucking almost put me to sleep, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah, Kara's tapped me, like, dove on my ankles lots.
What was I going to say really quick? So, do you guys have any, really quick, just any stories of a case where some guy went really hard and hurt somebody new? It doesn't have to be a girl, but like, you know, let's just say he's new as well, but he's obviously bigger. Yeah, you know when you get like that, like you said, the 190-pound white belt, and he jumps on like this little, even if the guy's like a 100-pound blue belt or something, you know, and goes on him and hurts him. You guys ran across anything like that before?
Like when I broke that one new guy's arm.
Yeah, well. Yeah, well, I was going to get there, but yeah, you know, go for that one, and I was there, and I'll let you explain that better. You were obviously.
We never went over this on the podcast, did we?
No, I don't think so. I think we did this off air, but all right, let's put it on air now.
So basically, for anybody wondering, this isn't what I usually do, but this one particular guy. He was just like he's like the kind of guy. I remember watching him roll a couple times. He was like brand new, but he said he trained at some UFC gym or MMA gym or something. So he thought he was hard or something. And I see him like the day before, the day before or 2 days before I actually rolled with him. I saw him rolling with someone, and then he was like cut over his forehead, and there was like blood coming out, and he's just like I don't know. He just gave me a bad vibe.
He's like licking the blood off his knuckles like BJ Penn.
He's like,
Well,
just bleed, just bleed.
So he was one of those guys where he's like, he'd be bleeding, and somebody was like, "But your head's bleeding. You should probably go wash it." He's like, "No, I don't want to." And then like they just kept
Good,
rolling.
bro.
But then,
No. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
So I ended up rolling with him like the next time, and I kind of just figured he'd be somebody who's aggressive or he'd like hurt me, because white belts can kind of be like they tend to hurt you sometimes. So I'm rolling with him, and then I'm like, I put him in a triangle, I choke him, I put him in some sort of other submission, and I just keep going, and then near the end I catch him in a triangle armbar, and then as I'm just like holding it, but like slowly putting it back. And he's just like, I'm making eye contact with him as I'm doing this, and he's not tapping. And so I just keep going and going and going. And it never occurred to me to just stop and say, okay, you should tap. So as I go, all I hear is this loud crunching noise, and like the arm goes further than it should. And I let go, and he never returned after that day.
And I remember that because I walked up to the guy. I walked up to the guy afterwards and I said, "Why didn't you tap?" Like I was mad at him. Like, why didn't you do it? Like you were clear. He didn't say a word. His arm was broken. Like you didn't.
This guy probably still doesn't have a functioning arm. That's why he hasn't been back.
Good story.
Like I didn't mean to break it. It's just that he was being really dumb.
But would you
Bro, I didn't
admit
mean to
that?
break it.
No, but would you admit you were kind of a bro?
I was a little bit of a bro.
Yeah, and plus Rami wanted to add it to his list of gym wins as well.
Yeah, it's one of the list of ones that I keep at home.
My favorite is when you get two of those guys that go against each other, like the guys that just go way too fucking hard. The best is when you get two of them against each other, and everybody just sits back and watches, and it's like two freight trains colliding. They're just going like 1,000% with zero technique, and nobody knows what they're actually doing. It's awesome.
Somebody gets hurt very badly.
I actually very recently saw kind of a roll like that between two guys. One guy knew a little more what he was doing, well, a lot more what he was doing, but he was just trying to get the takedown. The other guy didn't want to kind of accept it, so he just kind of kept his leg in the way, posted up. So as he's falling, instead of just like pulling guard or just accepting that he lost the takedown, he keeps his leg in the way, snaps his leg like completely back. This was like 2 months ago, not even. It was horrible, but yeah, I've seen this happen and go bad.
Now that I kind of mention it, I feel like I was definitely one of those people at one time, because I've hurt my brother, like Ahmed, so many times just because of how rough and stupid I've been. Like I was trying to pass his guard, but I ended up slipping, and like my head went into his face or his forehead.
Yeah, well, that really sucked. I had this huge. It's called a hematoma when it comes out of your head.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Like
Mark Hominick? Or
Yeah.
If it was on my if it was on my nose, I would have needed like.
And like it was awesome because he had a shaved head, so it was just like skin and like a big ass lump on his forehead.
Yeah.
There's a difference though, like between getting hurt, like accidentally. I mean, all the time it happens. You just land the wrong way and you
Or
can get
turn
hurt.
the wrong way.
But when your ego gets in the way and you just, you don't tap or you do something stupid because you're like, nah, I'm not giving in to this guy.
I snapped
too bro.
I snapped my clavicle the same way, actually. I like went for an armbar in a brand new white belt. Like while he was standing, I was kind of on his back. I just went to like pivot off and take the armbar. I didn't like base out on my arm or anything. Almost like a turtle guard crouched over position. And then he just spikes me on my head and like snaps my clavicle like horribly. It's healed now, but it was like it was the worst thing that's ever happened in my life. And it was pretty much him just thinking there was a UFC contract on for the role.
Was there a UFC contract available?
No, I think he did jiu-jitsu for like another 2 months and then never did it again. So, just affected me for a year. No big deal, right?
It kind of reminds me of today because like as the last match that I did in the Absolute, I don't know if you guys have seen the video yet because I just posted it, but the guy puts a Kimura on me. Like Half Gracie and Kurt Osiander were in my corner, so I felt like if I were to let go or if I were to tap, I would have disappointed them. So I ended up letting it go a little further than I should have, and it really hurts right now.
So you're like, to this day, you kind of brought it up a bit.
I'm a little broed up.
No, that's total bro, man. That's all bro. 100% pure bro, right?
No,
there.
remember, it's like tap today, train tomorrow or something like that, isn't it? That's like a saying. So,
Yeah.
speaking of bros and whatnot, like let's not only pin this on the men here. How about the women in jiu-jitsu? Now, not the ones who train, okay, because they're pretty normal as one could be doing the sport. But I'm talking more specifically, I guess in hockey you call them puck bunnies. In jiu-jitsu,
called mat bunnies.
mat bunnies, okay, if that's the word for it. Well, I see it though. Like I see it.
I was talking about this a week ago too, trying to decide what the term's actually called. Like,
I think it's mat bunny.
Is it mat bunny? Yeah. It's really weird. Like puck bunnies, I can understand. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, I see where they're coming from. But when I'm like, maybe these hockey guys can make money in the future or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm getting at.
With us.
Maybe.
The funny thing about jiu-jitsu is that it's not like hockey, where hockey is a sport for jocks. I don't want to use that term, but really it is, right? Right? Whereas jiu-jitsu is a sport for nerds.
Okay.
Like, I'll admit, straight up, I'm a nerd. Like, how many guys do you know that do jiu-jitsu that are like computer programmers, Ahmed and Rami, and like guys that play video games all day long? Like, jiu-jitsu really, in my opinion, blurs that line between like geek and jock, right? Because we all train really hard, we're all in good shape, but at the same time, it's like it really, I think, attracts a certain type of person.
I'm kind of blushing. It's like he's kind of talking about me. He's like, he's all in great shape.
Some of us are really vascular.
I was like, not me. I have the build of a 57-year-old man.
No, Chris has the Chris. You should talk about your pre-tournament ritual.
Oh yeah, the ritual of doing nothing whatsoever. But pretty much, I'll like show up to tournaments like hungover, drinking a coffee, eating like poutine, just whatever, But it just doesn't matter to me. I think too many people spend too much time like eating carrots and fucking fish cut up and shit, and like climbing on their machines and shit. Like, I don't know. It's just jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean? So I just show up and I don't really care, like,
Chris, you know what? I love your attitude because I couldn't agree more. It's like a lot of people try to make this like it's like a fight. People like Jordan like to always say, "I had a couple fights today." No, you didn't, Jordan. Like that's not
people who say
Ahmed should be prefaced.
Okay, go ahead, Jordan.
Ahmed should preface what he said by the fact that like he doesn't do that. He'll eat those carrots and the cut up fish. What are you eating on the side there? Dates? You guys have shawarma and stuff, right?
I'll do that because I just want to have my body looking good.
No, shawarma.
That's so pro, Ahmed.
No, you know what?
That's a good argument, actually. That makes sense. But when people link it to like on some level it matters. Don't get me wrong, to be healthy. But honestly, I have never weightlifted in my life. I do pretty good in tournaments, and all I do is roll around in a gi. Like, that's all I do.
And drink tequila. Lots of tequila.
If you're hungover, blue Gatorade cures it. The color blue, scientific. You wouldn't get it.
Sorry, guys. Okay, so the topic I was talking about was the mat bunnies. Really, so what comes with a bro, I find, is the some of the women maybe, and that accompany them, or maybe even some single women who come to check out the local talent.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
How does every girl at a jiu-jitsu tournament that's like not a jiu-jitsu fighter like have full makeup done? Like,
thank you. This guy gets it.
Or you go to if you go to MMA gyms, you'll see like girls with like full makeup done and like a sports bra running like on a machine. I'm like, oh, you train? She's like, no, I just run here with my makeup done. I'm like,
During the MMA classes.
Yeah.
Now, who are they looking for there? Are they looking for the bros? Are they looking for the bros?
Well, I mean,
They're targeting bros.
I
Or
think
the
they
bros
are.
are targeting them.
I know some girls that like there's some girls I know who are definitely like that, but there's some that I know hate the girls who are like that, you know? So I think it's just like everyone else, man. There's guys like that in every scene, girls like that in every scene, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
But kind of back to your point, Ahmed. The like I can understand the NHL. What do they call them? Puck bunnies?
Matt bunnies. I don't know.
No. For like hockey, because at least a girl could understand and kind of just enjoy watching hockey. But I feel like to the average person,
Jiu-jitsu's boring and
yeah,
stupid.
Jiu-jitsu is super boring to watch. Plus, if you've ever been to a jiu-jitsu tournament, it fucking reeks in there. Like, it stinks. By the end of the day, it's just
like,
disgusting. So nobody would
Yeah, just
ever
warm.
want to, like, oh, I think I'll go watch a jiu-jitsu tournament today because it smells like shit, and I have no idea what's going on. That sounds like fun.
Watch me put this man between my legs as I choke him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go watch men put each other in homoerotic positions. That sounds like it.
And submit to me.
As Rami stares into his eye as he applies the armbar.
Yeah, like, oh, you're like, yeah, you looked right out. You did it so slow. I don't know. That's just.
I broke someone's arm too. Sucks for sure. It feels kind of gross too, you know. It's not.
Yeah, it does feel
Not
gross.
easy to do.
It's funny how you guys say, like, yeah, it's pretty gross, but I fucking broke his arm, man.
Yeah.
Like, you guys,
kind of like
you're
we
leaning
started
back,
definitely.
like,
Broke
I don't know,
that shit off and
Bro.
took it home with
For
you.
me, it
Sometimes that
felt like a
happens.
handful of chicken bones, just kind of like crunching and twisting. Like, you know, I don't know why I kept going while that was happening.
Just kept going.
you're a bro. There you go. We just came up with it there. You just answered your own question. You had a bro moment. Maybe you're not a bro necessarily, but nonetheless.
I might.
Nonetheless.
So what are some other besides BJJ fighting? What are some other bro things in BJJ?
Well, you know, like I'll open up the panel here. Like, how about celebrating like a bro? You got the guys who, you know, like there's a lot of guys. Like for me, if I win, when I celebrate, I honestly fist bump in the air and I say nothing. Other guys just yell and scream. Yeah, Gracie Barra, what? Or, you know, whatever school they're from.
I'm
or,
Gracie Baja.
Oh, sorry. I don't know. Are you?
I was actually watching some of your
And
videos, Chris.
I actually
Oh.
do that.
Oh, do you?
No, I don't.
Did
So
you?
I'll put the medal in my bag and just like make a post on Facebook to my team and then leave it at that. For the most part.
No. That's cool. Don't get me wrong. Like, walk around with your medals, let them clang together. Like,
Right.
that's
Wear it to
all
the bar.
good. Yeah, wear them to the bar. Like, you know, whatever. Put them on your Matt Bunny girlfriend, and I've seen that. She's wearing them for the
Yeah,
guy.
I've seen
Like,
it.
yeah, it's really weird. But no, celebrations. How about that one? Let's touch on that one now. Like I said, I told you what I do. I don't really celebrate a lot. I'm just telling you what I've seen. Max Masura, actually, training partner of mine, posted a video of a guy who won. I forgot what tournament, but I think it was in Montreal. And he went into the camera and said like 10th planet, what? You know, like that. And the ref made him.
You wanted to say Baja.
Yeah, sorry. The ref made him go back into the camera, look into it, and apologize. That was pretty awesome.
Can you DQ him for that? Is that possible?
I'm sorry?
Yes, you can. In IBJJF, you can get DQ'd for excessive celebration.
I think you can only get disqualified if you leave the mat area. I think you can jump up and down all you want.
Excessive celebration isn't allowed.
It
Oh,
says it.
thank God
really?
that worked out good for Rami then.
It says it in the book, like you're DQ'd if you say shout out to your team in the camera.
Yeah. I don't know. Adam, you? Anything with celebrations, for example?
Yeah, no, agreed. Like it's so funny when you see like, you see a match at a regional tournament and guy wins like on an advantage or something, and he's like pounding the mat and like, putting the shout out to the higher power or whatever, right? It's just like really like you want an advantage or a ref's decision in a regional tournament in the quarterfinals. Like, is that really necessary?
No, if it was Worlds or something, maybe I could totally understand. You probably spend $1,500.
I would have a full-on bro moment if I won at Worlds.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. I would too.
I'll chime in here because I have done one of these elaborate celebrations.
The monkey dance.
And I do think it is. I do actually think it is very, very bro. But sometimes I feel like I don't care. I embrace my inner bro in those times. But I think I've only celebrated like that once, and it was because the guy was kind of a prick. And other than that, not really. I might like fist bump in the air, do the number one.
Yeah.
That's about it.
I watched one of Rami's videos from today. He does like the handshake, like all the way up kind of thing. It's like a multiple.
Well, that one was
series
again
of handshakes. Like he's got a shake weight in each hand.
Well, that one there was more so because Half and Kurt were screaming, and it was like just very awesome. So I couldn't help it.
There was that one time, maybe you guys don't remember, 2012 Ascension. Mike Briers, he was our guest, one of our guests last week. He mentioned, he caught a guy named Snoop. I don't know his real name. His name is Snoop. Anyway, he triangled him, and he got up and he celebrated and he screamed, "Boa! Boa!" Like he just started screaming that. That was pretty bro. He ended up getting submitted by Joel Haddon like 5 minutes later. Or no, was it Joel? Yeah, it was.
So.
Anyway, go ahead.
No, that's a good point though, Ahmed. Like, what about the people that that show up to tournaments and suddenly when they show up to the tournament they become Brazilian? Like if you don't speak any Portuguese in your day-to-day life, and then you show up to a tournament and all you're doing the whole time is yelling Portuguese. Like, it just seems a bit odd.
I do notice that my English gets a little broken when I end up at tournament. I start talking to guys and. I forget what an R sounds like and stuff like that.
No, you know what? That really reminds me of like some of my earlier days, like, and this is related in a way, as a Gino. Now, for those of you who are a little too young to remember, in the late 90s and early 2000s, we'd wear really tight shirts and tight pants and high not high heeled, but really really high boots, like really high boots with a big buckle. No, you laugh, but this is true. Everyone who was born in
everybody, I still don't believe it.
No, I remember.
See, I never dressed like this, Ahmed.
I thought it was just for Italian people, though.
No. Well, this is where I'm getting at. I was using Italian phrases like, look at that manja cake and all that kind of stuff. and like, and I'm not even from there. So the point being is that when you get immersed into a culture, you start to like slowly, like Jordan said, your accent breaks a bit. Like I don't even know how to break an accent for a move like armbar or lasso, go for the lasso, or something like that. It's lasso. So I know what you mean. So long story short, I used to wear tight shirts and pants. So
they're a little looser, still pretty tight. They're scoop neck and V-neck now.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Anyway, so what was the original question there?
I think we were just talking about things that are
not funny.
Well, didn't somebody ask how tight Ahmed's shirts used to be? I thought that's what the question was.
If I have pictures, I'd post them. But back then, like we didn't have like cameras like we do on our phone, right? I'm dating myself. I'm so old. Yeah. How about you guys, Jordan, Chris?
Yeah,
what were you guys about accents and all that kind of crap? Like, do you guys find that do people call things differently? Like in California, Rami, for example, like is it like a mellow atmosphere? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, it's I don't notice it any different than how it is over there, like back in like Canada or Toronto in that area. Yeah, that's really it. Like I don't know. I don't notice anybody using the Brazilian accent when they shouldn't be, or what? Because like unless
good cash.
All right, Chris.
What
how
about
you?
okay, Ahmed? This is something that we were talking about the other day. What
Here we
about the whole thing, like the whole acai rage right now? Fucking
Yeah.
everybody has to eat 18 acai bowls a day and post
You know
pictures
what?
on Instagram.
I tried
I
some
see that, man,
sometimes.
and I don't get it. Like, you're not Brazilian. You're not. Like, you do
Yeah.
the art, but like, I don't know. If you've been there, great. You know, maybe you have a grandmother from there or something. I understand. But you're talking people who are like, oh, I need this acai or acai or however you pronounce it to perform well. It's this hidden jiu-jitsu formula. I don't get it. Like, I think it's this huge bandwagon. It's kind of sad, actually. That's my
Jiu-jitsu juice.
You know, my standpoint, I think everything's stupid except for jiu-jitsu. Like, like I don't really care about anything, man. This get the gi
It's
on
just
and
like-
roll.
You see these trends, right? It's like the acai. Hami, are you drinking coconut water?
I was.
Yeah, right. Coconut water right now. It's a big thing too,
That's
right?
bro. You're told bro.
It's so
I got it
bro.
for free though.
Coconut water is bro. Right
Make
there.
your own
Like
coconut water.
gallons of it.
I broke up a Bounty bar and like swirled it around in some water.
For those who don't know, Jordan is super ripped, and it's because of reasons like that, like a lot of coconut, well, whatever. Anyway,
I'm working on my lats.
What about people that use the word jits?
oh,
I don't know. I hate it.
I might. I'm sorry. I don't know. I think I might use that word sometime.
Or bolo.
well, I mean, look, I don't want to. I have opinions on everything, so I just want everyone else to say stuff.
No,
I
we
mean-
need
I
your
use the word
angered
bolo
opinions on it.
more than anything. But I feel like Ahmed should tell us his opinions. I don't see why he would.
I agree.
No, it's just like no. I feel like I'm always negative. You know, like I have a
You
lot
are.
of-
That's the role that you play on this podcast.
Uh,
Fans love it.
No, like I said, jits is obviously. I'm like you guys. I hate that word. I mean, jits with hits, especially when they spell it with a Z. When they spell it with a Z, it drives me crazy. Like, you know, you see it all the time. Isn't there a Jits magazine? Do they spell it with a Z?
No, it's with an S.
No, they spell it with an S.
All right, I don't know, guys. I don't know.
I
Is anyone here affiliated with them? Chris, are you affiliated with them?
No, not this one. Just
need,
Baja.
man,
Okay.
I need them. We need to make like a putting on the Jits T-shirt or something like that.
I hate that word.
I'll try to defend it, I guess.
Why do you use it? Like, can you say jujitsu? Like, I don't know.
Did you say Berimbolo?
I'm lazy, so
Okay, but when you say jujitsu, do you say jujitsu or do you say jujitsu?
It depends if I'm at a tournament or not.
You're gonna drop the U at the end.
I just say jujitsu. Yeah, actually, I think for the most part.
Okay, good. No, that's good to know. I mean, to me, Jits is bro. That's one from the bro column.
But
like-
Ahmed, I don't think that you can argue like, oh, Jits is so bro, and you say bolo like 85 times a day.
Okay, when I
That's
say
bro.
okay, bolo to me is like okay. From what I understand, someone please correct me if I'm wrong, but berimbolo, is that not a Portuguese word for scramble? Is that bro grammar there? Did I just make that up? Bro dictionary? Like, is that what it means? Does anybody know? Because I think that's what it means.
I don't know.
So the
Bro
point,
dictionary.
anyway, I think that's what it means. So the point is that I'm not gonna like butcher the Portuguese language by saying berimbolo. Like I think it's like berimbolo. I don't even know how to say it. I don't care. But anyway, the point is that bolo is like
Wait, say it again.
no, I'm not gonna say it. But no, the
What did you
point
say,
is that
Barabo?
berimbolo. I don't know. Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is that it's you know what? I don't have an answer.
So okay, no, I think where Ahmed is going is that he uses the word bolo out of respect for the Portuguese language.
I don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah.
I have a
calling it-
highlight reel of just Ahmed
Thank
trying to say berimbolo in Portuguese.
I think it's saying Berimbolo. Saying bolo is like the same. as
Brimbla.
Jits, isn't it? Kind of.
I think you're right, Chris.
That was my point. Is it's exactly just like saying jits.
You're right. So yeah, you got me. But like, I feel like I'm like being interviewed here.
Ahmed is not happy right now.
Now, are people making Bear and Bolo part of their game just so they can say Bolo over and over and over again?
I actually think so. I think so, totally.
I think so too. People making it their cornerstone right now.
Yeah, like I know that I have this one teammate who's all about Byrne Bolo. Like, actually, I'm just gonna name him Seth Guthier. He loves Byrne Bolos.
Oh, I have a story.
He's my arch nemesis and like my most supportive teammate. So it puts me in a weird situation.
No, Ahmed
has to tell the story.
Okay, this is a very all right. I don't know him personally, so like he's probably a really good guy. I don't know, but I remember very specifically. This is funny. I was reffing the match. He was against Eric Kong Fan, I believe.
Yeah.
Who's awesome, by the way. He's really
very good.
He's like total bolo master, that guy. Anyway, so he was facing him, and Eric's corner was saying, "Go for the bolo," like the whole. Actually, the whole tournament, that's all they told him to go for. And sure enough, yeah, and sure enough, he listened. So he was going for it, and he was upside down, trying to pull up the pants to get his back. But Seth was leaning back, the counter, leaning back, heavy hips, wasn't allowing it to happen. And he just kind of looked. I don't know who he's looking for, maybe his teammate, and he goes, "I created the bolo. I created it," like that. Adam,
no,
am I lying?
No, I swear to God that happened. And the funny thing is that Chris will not doubt this at all, because Chris knows Seth well enough to know it's exactly something he would say.
Yeah, I swear, not even 20 seconds later, I was holding the 4 up for the back take because he got boloed right to the back. It was fun. Like, it was funny. I felt bad because he lost.
Seth to me is like the funniest guy ever. Yeah, he's an awesome guy with his heart's in the right place, but he's friggin' hilarious. Like, he's my biggest critic. Like, it doesn't matter if I win a match, the whole like drive from Toronto back to London, I have to hear like everything. I could come back with 4 gold medals from like 4 divisions, and he'll be like, every one of those divisions was shit. He's like, that one guy was too fat, the other guy was too small. He'll just like go off, and I'm like, no matter what I do, I'm just like a piece of shit to him.
That sounds like is he a teammate?
Yes, he's a teammate.
Is
Sorry,
Eric the one who doesn't understand what a throwback is?
No.
He loves bolos though.
No, that's not him.
No, that's him, right? He's
No,
always with the throwback.
No, that was Eric that posted the throwback picture from the
right.
Toronto
Okay.
Open.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric.
I love that
That's
guy.
what I said, Eric.
I think he's a good guy. I'm just gonna give a shout out to Eric Kong Fan.
Yeah,
Love his game. I think his game's awesome. I think he's like freaking barely 18. He's just a kid.
But throwback is longer than 5 days.
Yeah, man. Just remember that. But yeah, no. So.
Yeah, I think he fights Eric. Like, Eric and Seth fight at like every tournament. Like, Seth's pretty convinced he's gonna dominate every single loss. Like, Eric's crazy, man. Like, I at the IBJJF tournament that just passed, I saw Eric like pop his ankle. It was horrible.
Oh, really?
Tapped with like a scream. Yeah, it was bad. He's injured right now, actually.
Oh, that sucks. And I don't like to hear that. That sucks. But
whatever.
I mean,
all right.
No, well, you know what, Chris, you just led into our next topic, and that is, like, I know we talked about Rami breaking the guy's arm, but any of you guys not tapped when you should have, and your ego or your manlyhood's on the line and you didn't do it. So, just curious, any of you guys have done that? I mean, I know you've all been injured, and like, Jordan, you had a freak injury and stuff, but I'm talking about where it's on and you're not tapping. Go.
I never tap.
Jesus.
I tap all the time. Like, I'm pretty quick to tap. I don't really care in training. Like,
No, I'm the same way. Like, I've never.
If you even grab my ankle, like, even a little bit, I'll just tap. Like,
I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I've never been like put out or anything. Like, I've never gone unconscious in training or anything like that. It's.
Oh yeah, I've never done it.
Yeah, neither have I. I mean, I think the only time I've ever been close to being put out is if my instructor puts on like a flash triangle, and it's like before I could tap, like I'm seeing stars. You know what I mean? Like
If
But
the walls are
that's-
closing in.
Yeah, like that's about it. Like I almost didn't tap fast enough. But no, actually, there's one time I was getting knee barred, I believe, and I no, this is a long time ago, and I didn't want to tap to this one person, and I let my ego get in the way, and then it did pop. So that was I guess that was the only time for me.
I have a teammate once who I had him like we'd always roll him, but he's like very good, so we kind of like we go back and forth a lot in pretty competitive roles. But I kind of sense it's always like a dominance thing with him, but it's very like it's super competitive roles. But one time I grabbed his ankle and I let it go, and then he'd like get me in something. Then I grabbed his ankle again. I have him in like a toe hold. He escapes again, grabs my ankle. I tap her. I'm like, oh, And then I get his ankle again, but this time I'm like, I'm gonna make him tap. I'm not gonna hurt him though, So I try to just get the tap, and while I'm going for it, I see him just look at me and then just shrug it off and then just go for my ankle. I have his, so I started applying it, and I just felt his whole ankle like fall apart. It was horrible. Yeah.
Man,
So I've had that happen with other people, like maybe more than a couple times, but never. He's good now though. He's all good. Me and him have injured each other lots.
Just keeping up with the topic of bros, guys. Can we, Adam? There's a video I kind of want to get everyone to see and show exactly what we're talking about with the I'm talking the mohawk, the tattoos. Now, if you guys have tattoos, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying you're a bro, but you kind of are.
I do. I have tattoos too.
I never does.
When Ahmed tells a story about the first time he saw me, and it was like Nogi or something, and because I got a big shin tattoo, and Ahmed's like, "Oh, got a shin tattoo. He must do Muay Thai."
Well, isn't that standard? Like, don't Muay Thai guys all put shin tattoo because like their shins are weapons and they gotta tat them up and stuff. Like, I thought that's what you were, and I'm like, oh, this guy's like a Muay Thai guy here. He thinks he is.
Totally.
Yeah. Yeah, Adam does that.
You do? Do you do Muay Thai, Adam?
No, I go for takedowns and break my leg. That's all I do.
Yeah, but
okay,
no. Like,
video?
anyway, yeah, the video. Yeah, so this will play for you guys who are watching or listening. But if you are listening only, you'll get the gist of it.
All right, here we go.
Let me bang, man. I want to do that, man. Let me I do. I do. Let me bang, I do let you bang. Hey. Let me bang again, man. I let you bang. I let you bang. Let me bang. Let you bang, man.
And I will always love you.
Let you bang. I let you bang. Let me bang.
I think we don't need to watch any more of that.
It's all about
Goes
like
into the heart.
it's the tattoos and the shirtless hugging and let me bang, bro. It's just
Let you bang.
Yeah, like
let you
did,
bang.
did anyone else feel like repressed sexual tension between those two? Like, was it just me? Like, and I'm not saying that if you're a bro, you're necessarily like that. And like, this is a new age. And I'm totally okay with that. I was on record as saying that right now.
One guy.
No. Let me just say it. No, listen, Adam. Honestly, I'm just saying, like, if that's what it, because I don't want this to come across like, we condone, that kind of thing.
How are we even on this conversation?
It's just that when Ahmed starts backpedaling, it just gets worse and worse. It's like a car crash. I just can't stop.
Anyway, I just want to show that video because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about guys like that. Like, we're trying to get those guys out of our sport, trying to clean up our sport.
Man, the video that's very specifically the guy's total bro is the Niba. That guy is like bro to the max.
Yes, and I'm you know what? I think that's like a world famous video now. Was it?
It's a pretty long video though.
Yeah, it's long. No, we.
You just cut it out to the end. Just watch him talking after he gets DQ'd.
Again, like not many of those guys make it past blue belt, I believe. I mean, blue belt's one of those belts where I think it is the belt where people quit. They don't, if that's the belt you're gonna quit at, it's usually blue.
What tournaments
I feel like
allow you to compete shirtless?
Grappling Industries, actually.
Yeah, I've
Is
seen
Naga?
the shirtless of Grappling Industries.
Naga, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember one time at Grappling Industries as a ref, some guy said, "Can I take my shirt off?" I just said no.
No, bro.
I just don't want you to. I just like you're allowed, but I told him no, and he's like, "Oh, but there are." And I'm like, I gave him the cold, whatever.
Not on my watch.
How are we doing for time, Ahmed?
I don't know. What time did we start? I have no idea.
Like almost an hour ago, I think.
I think it's been about an hour.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's been that long.
No
Okay,
shirtless
Too
bros.
much fun.
But we do have some comments. I don't know if you guys want to go over them really quick, but they're mostly by Mike Briers. So I'll read some of them because some of them are funny.
And some of them are probably quite offensive.
Some are, so I'll skip over those ones. But so Mike wrote this towards, I think, Chris Lee Byrne here. Gracie Barra London is now prom night. Girls ask guys to dance. Like so.
No, that's not at Baja. That's just like a rule I kind of do. You know what I mean? Whenever I'm teaching a class, it's not like a rule at Baja or anything.
Oh, okay.
Pretty normal, you know. Everybody just asks everybody. There's not really any douchebags there that would do that, you know. And if they are, I think they're weeded out pretty quick.
Yeah. No. Like I said. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Just
a good
ignore
policy.
Mike Briers, please.
I'm offended.
No, listen, Chris. It was like I said, we're gonna wrap it up, but it was awesome having you on. You had some interesting insight, and you share the same, I think, general opinion as most of us here. What we'd like to do is just to close out. If you wanna send out a shout out, or you want to plug something, maybe an upcoming tournament. Which just really quick, I know the Matt Militia throws these there's a tournament tomorrow. I think you both are competing, Adam and Chris.
Yeah, that's not a Matt Militia tournament.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
I'm competing in the Grappling Club Fighter Search. I don't know what it's called exactly, but I think the Grappling Club, they're like, it's like who they think is like the top blue belts or top at each belt, or like active competitors.
Chris, you know what? I looked into that because I was on that thread. I left it. They wanted a $200 deposit. What's that all about?
I think it's just they get you to pay that to show that you're going to show up throughout the whole thing, because they're trying to like make episodes. It's like going to be a series, right? And everybody's kind of competing for like a 1-year sponsorship where they pay all your tournaments, like chiropractor equipment, like everything for like a year. So that's why I'm into it. Sounds awesome for me, you know. Yeah. And also I'm doing the Matt Militia 16-man on August 31st with the OGA. We're doing that. And then also I got offered a super fight, my first one ever. So it's in Montreal at FCC3.
Who is it against?
David Dia or Knopfler. I'm not sure.
I know Knopfler.
I heard he's very good. I don't really know him, but you know.
Wow, he's a medium heavy purple belt. He's pretty legit.
Oh yeah, that's what everyone's telling me. So.
Yeah, dude, he's a tough one. So yeah, train hard for that one.
Yeah, I'm flattered
cool.
They thought of me, so pretty cool to get.
That's awesome. Hey, look, I like I said, I mean, I don't know you that well, but I just know that you medal all the time. So you're obviously pretty good. So
I just compete a lot, man. So you know.
I think that's the key. That's good stuff.
If you're doing jiu-jitsu, I think you're not going to fail, right? Just keep grinding, and eventually you'll be good at it, you know.
Wise words.
Attitude.
Huh?
I wish we all had that attitude. I'm so much harder on myself.
I don't think anyone could really fail at jiu-jitsu. Like I haven't seen anybody at a legit club who walks in and like is terrible, and like 2 years later they're still like crap. You know, as long as you just keep putting it on the line, you know.
I do that.
Huh?
I feel like I do. I feel like I don't know. Or like at tournaments, or I can't name anybody's.
Yeah,
names.
do it. Just name them. Do it.
Just name it. Like as long as you're not disrespectful, just name it.
Well, no, he's just naming the people who have never gotten better.
Not disrespectful.
Wasting a lot of time.
Suck forever at jiu-jitsu.
Oh, I think I know where you're getting at. No, look, you're talking about competing all the time and not winning anything. Is that what you mean?
No, I just mean like your game's gonna improve. You know.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, here's the problem I find, and it's not a problem, but this is the conundrum really. You compete a lot. Let's say you compete a lot. You compete every time, like 2 times a month. Let's say you lose every time, right? Let's just say you're losing all the time. However, you're going to get promoted still because you know you're going out there, you're laying on the line and whatever. So it's like you're losing all the time, but you're getting promoted. Now you're going to face tougher guys, and you're going to keep losing all the time. Like it's a vicious circle. That
I've seen that happen. Yeah.
Yeah, it could just keep going. It's like, oh, don't promote me, man. I just, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's a struggle. Been there. So that was my emotional moment. That's my emotional. I try to have one. But yeah. Anyway, so again,
beautiful.
So, yeah, thank you. So Chris, yeah, again, closing words. Sorry, go ahead. I interrupted you.
Yeah, just like the Matt Militia page, mine and my brother's page, Chris Lee Byrne and David Dalrymple. Whatever, I'm on Twitter, Instagram. Just have me back, maybe. I don't know.
Awesome. Adam.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu is great. Go to jugglingjujitsu.com because that's my website and it's fantastic and you'll love it.
All right, great. No, and me, I have nothing to say at all. So I'm going to pass it right to Jordan.
Okay, I think what we learned today is that Ahmed was a bro before it was cool to be bros. So essentially, he is the hipster bro.
Oh man, that's brutal.
I love it.
The hipster
Bro before
bro.
bro was cool. I like it.
And finally,
That's good.
finally, Rami, who actually competed today, he had 5 matches in a regular weight, and I forget how many in absolute, but took home 3rd. And this is not one of those bronze medals where you show up when you get it, because I've collected one of those. Or it's not one of those where you go 1-1 and you got silver. No, this is 5 matches of sub only, and he earned it. And I'm a fan. And go ahead, Ron.
My number 1 fan.
His only fan.
No.
2 emotional moments in one podcast.
I think
No,
every tournament I do, I think, is like a best of 2 guys. I'm a light heavyweight, so it's only like a 2 or 3 man division like every time, you know.
Holy
So
shit, you're light heavyweight? You don't look like it at all, dude.
no, I go up and down. I fit from like 180.
He goes up and down between light, like middleweight and super heavy.
I honestly just show up and whatever happens. I find it's like, I don't know, my game matches nice against bigger guys, I find, so I don't really worry about it too much. Like, I'll eat a pizza and just show up, whatever.
I want to do what you do. I hate cutting weight.
No, me too. Like I'm going to do exactly what you do, Chris. I was on the fence about this coming weekend, what weight to do. I'm just going to go whatever I wake up, I'm just doing it. And
if your jiu is feeling good, you'll win either way, you know? Yeah. And if you're not going to win, then you're wasting your time eating carrots and cutting 10 pounds.
Just really quick, everyone. Chris had a match not too long ago. I believe it's at Grappler's Quest against John Tane Hall, who's much bigger than you are, a purple belt. And Chris was you were actually winning, I believe, 9-0. Was it 15? I was reffing it actually. I should have remembered that. But never. Yeah, it was 15-0, and yeah, and then within the minute left, maybe not even.
Yeah.
He got up and he almost took your ankle home. Like, but still, a very entertaining match. Very, very well done. So.
I fight John Tane all the time. Yeah, he caught me in a straight ankle lock, but just like dove on it with like.
But that's what he's known for, like.
I didn't know that at the time, you know.
Dude, that's what he does. Like he's so awesome.
I think you told me that right after. You're like, wow, that would have been a good win. He's good at ankle lock, so and I'm like, sweet.
And yeah, I'm not gonna go more into it. So Rami, final words from you, and we'll wrap up.
Yeah, nothing. Just make forever's listening on YouTube. Just make sure to comment, like, or subscribe. There's barely any comments in our YouTube videos, so it'd be nice to have some.
Yeah, and anybody besides Briars, like, 'cause he's the only one, and he's really.
He's like our number 1 fan.
I think so, but he's also flaming me hard here, so I can't I can't read these.
Biggest fan and critic.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys. I think we're gonna wrap it up.
What about Jordan? Did we go to Jordan?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hipster.
He gives the hipster breakdown
Oh yeah. Okay.
Hipster, bro.
for sure. All right, guys. Well,
Broster.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. I got this. So thank you very much, guys, and hopefully next weekend we'll talk again. Good night.
All right.